Hello, where people on the internet that would like to watch my videos. This video is to make a quick review about the movies that were based on one of my favorite books. That is this one, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, as you guys call it in English, or if you translate it from Swedish, and The Man Who Didn't Love Woman. And I want to make this review because I think both of the movies were awesome in their own ways, and both of them have a lot, a lot of the things that were in the book, and in their own ways they captured the essence of the book in different ways, but they did it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the American one. I really like it the way they manage the way they treated the audiovisual language. That was awesome. I thought the colors of the movie were really in contact with the theme of the book, that is mystery and black novel and all that. So they used these blue colors and black, white, that were really mysterious. So I loved that. I really like it. The intro credits too. If you read the book and you watch the credits, the intro credits of the American film, you will be like, "Oh, I understand that. I get that," because they show visually a lot of the things that were in the books in general. They talk about also the second of the book. They put things of the second of the book, and I really love the intro. Also, with the casting, the American one was awesome. They choose to um, pick people that were like the characters in the book, like Rooney Mara, who was really like Lisbeth, skinny and little and everything. So they technically pick it up in the visual side of the novel rather than the deepest side of the history line. And that's not bad. I don't think that's bad. I think they should they should have gotten deeper in the character development, and that's where the Swedish one is perfect. The Swedish one isn't about visual stuff like the American, but they managed to do a great job on choosing the dialogue and the history related to the characters itself. So I think for this book was really important. I think these books in general, the three of them, are more about the character development. Why? Well, I think one of the reasons of that is um, because when you read the book, you will notice that the author did a lot of job um, writing down and specifying, and got, he really got deeper into each one character, and he when every time a character new was appearing on the book, he write like a bibliography about the character. I think he did that to let the people guess if this guy is going to help us or not, is this guy is good or bad, or he's kind of mixed up. And I think in the Swedish one you can see a lot of that because they gotten into the characters, and they have a little more basis, and I think that's important on this book. Why? Because the girl with the dragon tattoo is merely and technically is turning around Lisbeth's life. Even when they are solving a mystery, is turning around Lisbeth's life because she in herself is a mystery. So it's kind of a way to know the character better, and all all her thoughts and her beliefs and everything. So in that level, uh, that's why I prefer the Swedish one. Also, I prefer Numi Lopez as an actress. And I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. I don't know Swedish, but I still really like the Swedish because of that. When you see the American one, they did a lot of things that were out of I'm sorry, that were out of Lisbeth's character. Like what? Like when she ran to enter to an elevator and scream like she was a mad person. I think that has nothing to do with Lisbeth. They were trying to portray her as a merely mental patient, but she's a she's a lot more than that. And she's kind of autist. I think they tried to portray that in the screen, but I think they didn't make it. I think that was a mistake, personally. Why? Because it doesn't match Lisbeth's personality. She's really quiet. In mm, to give you an example, there was she was 12. She was lying on a bed, tied up, and she didn't say a word. She was quiet as hell. She used that tool to give people a message, and that's part of her personality. One of the other things I think the American messed up was taking Lisbeth to a police station when she has really a lot of trouble with police and in general state organisms, and that's really well backed up in the books. And if you haven't read them or watched the other Swedish movies, you have to. You will understand then. And one of the reasons is she's a hacker. She could easily get that information that she was um, looking on the police station. That I think it was ridiculous. She was like all nice and stuff, and going to the police station like, "Hey, I'm Lisbeth Salander, and I want you to tell me about murders." And I thought that was out of place in a lot of different levels. First, because you don't go to police stations looking for um, homicides, mysteries that happened 15 years ago. First, second, she's a hacker, as I just told you. She could easily do that by herself. Third, she has a lot of trouble with police, so I don't know why they did that. That affected a lot of the storyline. I mean, in the American one, they keep a lot of the scenes on the book, but they mess up the storyline of the rest of the books, and I'm like, because they were changing Lisbeth's personality so much that they affected the storyline, not of the first book, but yes, of the other books. And I think that's going to be a trouble when they make the other ones, the other movies. That I think they are planning to do it. And one of the things that was like more silly of the things that the American puts was Lisbeth telling Michael about her life at the end of the first movie, like, mm, I have a lot of trouble with love. I am I have done a lot of things because first of all, she's not that romantic. She's not, and the books are not meant to be romantic. The love storyline is awesome. I'm I'm not saying it's not. I love it, but in the American movie, they were all about the love story, and they changed Elizabeth because of that. She told you she was telling Michael about her personal life when in the books Michael had to do a lot of research to knew about Lisbeth's life. Even when she was in trouble, she didn't want to tell him about anything. She just told him, "You are a journalist and a researcher. You can do that. Go look. You can do that. That's easy." And she didn't tell him, but in that movie she did, and she was all romantic, like scratch my back and stuff like that. When Lisbeth is really cold-hearted, she was in love with Michael, but she didn't want to accept it, and she even was mad because she was in love. So she's not kind of, oh yeah, scratch my back. Yeah, she's more the kind of fuck and go person. Even when she is in love, she's like, I don't want to get too much involved in this. Please, just leave it that way. She gets mad. She doesn't talk about it. But the difference is she doesn't talk about it even when she's happy or is not happy. So I think there's going to be a lot of trouble for the second movie of the American one. I think in the Swedish one they took care of that kind of details. I think that's what I like it. Maybe they didn't follow the storyline as it was. The American tried to keep the storyline, but the American mm, put a lot of scenes that were out of nowhere that didn't um, give more meaning to the movie or give an extra something to the movie. Where I think the scenes, the extra scenes they put, they were were mistakes technically. Were scenes, no, let's put that there, and I thought that was really bad because they ruined the character itself. In the Swedish, instead, they took off a lot of the scenes of the book, but they tried to keep Lisbeth and Michael's character the best they could, as the same with the other characters. They tried to keep them lined up, and the story worked because it keep on moving, and they could make, and they did make the other two movies, and they were terrific too. So I think when you make book to a movie, I think when you take off some things, maybe not bad, but if you put something that really doesn't give an extra, I think that doesn't work. And for that, I'm gonna use a little example to end. For example, in one of the Harry Potter movies, and it was the seventh, when Hermione and Harry were alone in the woods and Ron left. They put a really awesome and beautiful scene that wasn't in the books, that was about Hermione and Harry dancing. And I think that was perfect because they didn't ruin the storyline, and I think they make stronger their friendship. So that's what I'm talking about. If you can add something to a movie based on a book, I think it should be something meaningful that adds something to the movie. For if it takes something away, I think you're making a mistake. That's my opinion. So, to sum up, I really liked it, the American and visually, and I love it, the Swedish one, because of the character development. I think if they have worked together to make the movie, I think it will be have. I'm sorry, I think it will have been awesome. It will have been the best of the movies. But still, I really like the plot. And that's it for today. Let's see you later, guys. Bye.